Okay. It's been a long time since I've done this. Just talked. Where am I at right now? I'm in a space of gratitude. Honestly, I'm in a space of gratitude. Life has been lifing. Things have been changing a lot. I've been changing. Today technically makes day 78 of no alcohol, no weed, no illicit drugs. And I am trying to process how I feel about that. Because there are still parts of me that miss that life. Can't even lie, can't even flex. But I do know that, as my sponsor calls it, playing the tape to the end. And it's like it's like having my Raven moment, like, and being able to see what the outcome is and how I feel, and like, all of the negative things that would just like be swarming through my head, and not allowing myself to get there, because I know that the outcome is not worth the clarity of mind that I have right now. And I think that that's kind of like where I've been recently, like just having gratitude for the fact that I can think that far in the future. And also just like thinking about how far I've come just in this year 2022. Like there have been a lot of changes. I've been really grateful for some of the upgrades that I've been having recently. So I started a new position, which I think I talked about in the last G-Spot video that I had. And part of the reason why I wanted to record this today specifically is because today is the anniversary of me getting arrested for the first time. So let's have a little story time, okay? Let's strap in and take ourselves back to 2015. So this was when I first moved to New York. I was living in Maplewood, New Jersey, and I was commuting. By the way, look what I got today. So I decided to do this today as like a little, kind of like a affirmation. So if we look at it, this is the part of fortune, the moon, Mercury, and Venus, which is all the feminine planets / energies. And I got it on the left side, the left hand, because I put sands, the left side hand, because, the left side of the body is the feminine side of the body and the right side is the masculine. And I thought, I'm feeling very soft and very loving. And today marks kind of like, this affirmation, or it's like a day of me being grateful for how far I've come. But let's take us back to March 17th, 2015. I had left work. It's St. Patrick's Day. And if you don't know, I used to live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where all the Irish people are. It's like they have a St. Patrick's Day parade. That's how white it is. No tea, no shade. But also just like where a lot of like Irish settlers, I guess, live. Because, Pittsburgh is like one of those cities that really was popping during the industrial times. And I used to party because that's what the vibe was giving back then. And I brought that shit to New Jersey and it was like, but I used to stop at this bar in TGI Friday when I would be coming back from work. And I used to commute on the train to come back to to go back to New Jersey. And as I was, leaving the bar, I decided to stop at another bar that was in this township that I was living in. And I remember basically just like, going to the bar, having like a couple drinks. And I left my book bag. This part is kind of like fuzzy, but all I know is that I woke up in the hospital, and I was told that I was arrested. So that whole situation was blacked out. But based on the police report that was left the bar, walking around stumbling, of course. And I, was peeing somewhere because I have a very weak bladder and water and liquids run through me very, very easily. And I basically was just like, talking to a police officer that pulled up. And the police officer was, trying to make sure I'm okay. And then, of course, peeing in public is a misdemeanor. So being caught for that was an issue. And then on top of that, the police officers come to arrest me. And you know me, my Bad Girls Club ass, spit at the police officer thinking that was the right thing to do. And that got me caught up with a felony charge. And I woke up in the hospital, you know, trying to just like sober up essentially. Also just like overwhelmed and like really stressed out because I didn't know what was going on. I was bailed out of jail by my cousin, who I'm very grateful for that, because of course my last name is so unique that they found the one other person in the township, because they were like, why is he here? You feel what I'm saying? So they found me, bailed me out of jail. I woke up kind of like dealing with that. And then the next couple of months really just started this process of having to go through probation, having to go through like, you know, feeling down and feeling like a bad influence and a bad person. And 3/17 is a date that I always remember. And I actually have this lighter that I got, and I think my girlfriend, Abby, sent it to me. So 3/17, and I keep this on my altar up there. It doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I keep it in my living room because it's just like a reminder of how far I've come. And I wanted to do something special today that kind of just like allowed me to feel more connected to the journey that I've been on. And I also love that if you see, I've got like these moons and I got the moon symbol now. So it's kind of just like me and my spiritual connection, how far that has kind of like ascended over the last couple of years, the self-love, how far that has come. Something says to pull a card. Not yet, but we'll just shuffle and see what it's giving. But yeah, I wanted to do something special for myself today, especially because I decided to take off of work. Work has been, and I hate to say take off of work because I really don't work for these people, but it was more of just like, hey, I'm not in the office today, so please expect me to, you know, take a little bit of time to get back to you. So yeah, it's just like I am in this place right now where today I got this tattoo. First off, I went to float therapy, so sensory deprivation therapy. I realized that I do not know how to relax. That's issue number one, because I was like in there for about 30 minutes and then I was like, okay, I'm done. Like this was enough. And I also found like this random hair in there, which I thought was really weird. And I was just like, the timing of it was very like, yeah, it was a lot. And then I had this tattoo appointment that was scheduled at 4:30, but in between time, because I was trying to put my necklace back on, this beautiful new labradorite necklace that I got, and the clasp broke. So I ended up trying to find a crystal store that was nearby because I know that they sell chains. And of course, as I am in the store, I find this celestite, because I was pronouncing celestite, that somebody said to me when I went to a store recently. And I found this kyanite tower that I really wanted to like grab. So I'm like, bitch, you're spending more money than you're supposed to, but all that is invested is good and will return to itself 7 times. All that is invested is good and will return to itself 7 times. That money is coming back to me in various forms. And then I go, because you can't eat before going to, you know, not the tattoo parlor, but going to the float therapy, because it is kind of just like a situation where you don't want to have too much in your body. And sorry if it's like 11:15 here. So and then I also like hit my head today because as I'm getting my tattoo, I had not eaten. And I also I used to have these things called vasovagal syncope. And if you have never heard of syncope before, look it up. I used to have it a lot more commonly when I'd be smoking and drinking. It basically be like my body would be like overwhelmed and I'll like shut down. Like the way that I like to describe it is, you remember like when you would have like a TV channel that you didn't pay for growing up and it'd just be like that static, essentially like imagine that like as far as your vision is concerned, and I faint. So I fainted because Miss Mercury, okay, this middle finger, she took me out. All of these were painful, but that one specifically and my index finger, because I wasn't used to the pain. Ooh, child. So I wake up on the floor, and of course I've scared the tattoo artist. And I was just like, no, I'm fine. Got some water, thugged out the last 2, and here we are. And then took myself out to dinner, brought myself home, took a nap. And I feel like I'm about to get back in the bed shortly because, listen, your girl is tired. But Of course, the card that comes up is the High Priestess. I flipped it from this to this, so I should have just left it as it is, but we're actually going to read what both of these mean, and the High Priestess is me, okay? The High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition, and is represented by what? The moon. So it says, I'll read what the High Priestess in reverse says. It says, imbalance in the masculine and feminine essence of your soul is causing you to second guess yourself and your decisions. This disconnect between you and your inner voice brings perpetual distractions, a constant buzz that is numbing your intuitive powers. Take time to be still with yourself so that you can get in tune with your innate wisdom. She is trying to talk to you, but you are straight up ignoring her with excuses of being too busy, which has been the perfect explanation of where I've been. Super busy, doing a lot, dating. I was dating this guy for the last like month and some change, but we recently just like ended things. Which has been, you know, a loss, but it's also just like, it gives me some time to really just like be with myself. So I'm looking at it as he told me yesterday, like making some alone time for me. And I'm looking forward to that. Looking towards external sources for your answers will only circle you back to where you started. The High Priestess reverse is a sign to get back in touch with your higher self. Make space to enjoy yourself by doing absolutely nothing. You deserve it. The intuition that you innately possess will give you all the answers that you need, but only if you allow it to. So I look forward to making some more time for myself. That is what I'm calling in for this full moon in Virgo, making more time for myself, making more time to just be with my body, making more time where I don't have to be responsible to anybody else or anything else, because I have been very like responsible for others, and my cup needs to be filled 100%. With the upright card, it says intuition, serenity, and divine goddess, a mistress of the subconscious. The High Priestess asks you, listen to your inner voice. She combines serenity, inner knowing, and collective wisdom to guide you toward your intuition. Trust your gut and let it lead you to the right answers. Don't force control. Instead, let situations unfold as they are meant to be. At this time, pay special attention to your dreams, as they may carry subliminal messages that can help you in your waking hours. Looking inward rather than outward can provide you the guidance that you seek. Your imagination is ripe with creativity and flow, free from logic and practicality. Embody the divine feminine that exists inside of you to connect back to the fertile life source in all of us. Trust that your expanding intuition is guiding you where you need to go. So I'm trusting my intuition because I just did something really big for myself and applied to something that I've been wanting to apply to for quite some time. But it felt like today was the right day to do it. And this conversation also felt like it was the right time to do it because intuitively I know that there are big things on the other side of tomorrow. Tomorrow is my uncle's birthday, my transitioned uncle, my grandmother's birthday, who will be celebrating 80 years of life, and two other people in my life who are important to me, whose birthdays are tomorrow. And I know that this day is going to be a very special, powerful day. I have a dinner that I'm going to for my, I call him my brother-in-law, even though he's not part of the family officially just yet, but he might as well be. We have a dinner for him, going to celebrate his life, which I'm looking forward to. And yeah, I feel like there's so many wonderful things that are on the horizon on the other side of us getting into the astrological new year, which starts on Sunday. Had to figure out the day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what this astrological new year brings. I feel like it's my season. I don't feel like it. I know it. And now it's just about stepping into it completely. And I'm really ready to go ahead and do that. But so y'all can see the part of the reason why. You see this big ass bump? My ass hit the ground. It was given, do you remember, what was it? In Naruto when, who was it that would like, Ina? What was her name? I want to call her Ina. But she would like do the little jutsu where she would like send her energy to somebody else. Ino? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what happened. And then I kind of like came back. Maybe that's what it was. My girlfriend Erica said I did a blood ritual today, which kind of makes sense. But anyway, it feels like I got this unicorn horn on my forehead now. And now I'm like, let's gallop into the fucking light, okay? Okay, there we go. We're about to gallop into the light. But I'm about to gallop into bed because it's 11:21. Bye to you all. Bye to me. Thank you for watching. Maybe you are being led to listen to your intuition right now in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're being led to trust your gut instead of listening to other people outside of you. You know what's best. And that is something that I'm going to recommit to doing in this season. Peace.